So in the previous session, we have looked into various steps involved in the lexical processing step or the lexical processing algorithm or the methods which we actually follow in order to overcome the lexical ambiguities in the given text or a given text corpus. So now it's time to move on to the next type of processing step, that is syntactic processing. So the syntactic processing generally deals with the over deals with the steps or precautions or the methodologies which involve in overcoming the syntax of a sentence or ambiguities hidden in the syntax of a sentence. So when you come to the syntax, what generally makes a syntax or a structure of a sentence, that would be the right word at a right place. That's the given thumb rule, right? So if a right word in the right form occurs in the right position for a given sentence, then it makes a complete sense, right? So the right word, in the sense a complete a meaningful word with a right form. What does the right form means? Whether it is a past tense, present tense, or a future tense, or any other continuous tense. So it should be in the right format, right? So it should be in the right form. So if a right word, that is a meaningful word, occurs in a right form in a right place, then it makes a complete meaningful sentence. So that's what the syntactic processing generally deals with. It is completely concerned on generating the structure of a sentence. So when we generally deal with the syntax or a syntax of a sentence, the one which we directly involve or which we concern about is about the POS tagging. So what does POS tagging infers here over here is like POS, in the sense part of speech. So that's what I was trying to explain at the beginning. So a right form is generally governed by the part of speech, right? So in what is the part of speech of a given word? So if it is perfect and if it is occurring in the right place, then the whole sentence is does make a complete meaning, right? So uh, in any syntactic processing step, we generally concern about this POS tagging as a preliminary step before moving with the other parts of the syntactic as well. So there are other steps as well in the syntactic processing, that is constituency parsing and dependency parsing. So I will explain all these things in detail as well in the further sessions. So but as of now, we'll first deal with the very preliminary step, that is POS tagging. So what does POS tagging infers to? So we take a word, any given word, and we'll try to tag the associated POS or associated POS tag to that particular word and make that word to identify to our machine that it is occurring in this form. So it is this syntactic processing is widely used in applications such as question answering system, information extraction, sentiment analysis, grammar checking, etc. As a very much important step over in this task. So pure stacking is a crucial task in the syntactic processing, as I mentioned, because it is very preliminary when we deal with other steps as well, like the constituent parsing or dependency parsing, directly dependent on this POS tagging process. So it's very crucial step when we begin with the syntactic processing. So we have to deal with the POS tagging. So we'll jump on to that POS tagging in depth. So there are different methods or ways which we tag a given word with the associated POS tag. So the methods can be broadly classified into three types, that is lexicon based approach, the second one rule based approach or rule based taggers, and the third one is a probabilistic based approach. So we will study in detail, in depth, about all the three different methods or three different ways which we actually implement in order to tag a word with the associated POS tag. But before we directly go in depth on three different methods, we will just have a gist of what does three different methods actually deal with and how they are different with each other. So we will first move on with the lexicon based approach or lexical based approach, where we use a simple statistical algorithm, right? So we use a simple statistic algorithm in order to tag a given word, in order to POS tag a given word. So what it will do, it will take a suppose if I have passed a whole sentence or a whole paragraph. Say I have passed a paragraph about Sachin Tendulkar, which I took an example. So if I pass the entire paragraph to the POS tagging, lexicon based POS tagger, what it will do, it will take a given word and it will try to identify the frequency of that word. First it will try to identify the frequency of that word. Then what it will try to do, it will try to tag the word first. Suppose a word called him, say him has appeared 10 times in the given paragraph. So it will try to associate that, it will try to tag that him word for the very first time with the proper POS tag. Now him will be a noun, right? The noun or noun for the or we can generally subclassify noun as pronoun. So it will tag that him word as pronoun and it will wait for other occurrence of that same word him. So what it will try to do now, very next time, it will not try to think or look into the dictionary to tag the word him again. It will try to get the frequency of tagging. So suppose by the time it has occurred or encountered the word him for the fifth time, say so at that time it don't even think for the right POS tag. It will try to just see the frequency of that word him and what is the frequency of that word him has tagged with. So suppose the word him is tagged with the pronoun for the all the four times, it will directly take that frequency or that has a that POS tag as a right one, and it will directly tag that word him with the tag pronoun. So it is a general crude way or a what we call is a brute force method which we can infer as a lexicon based approach. So to be clear again, it will try to seek for a words a POS tag, and if and it will try to check the frequency of that word of uh, of that particular POS tag. So it will take that word, it will check the POS tag associated with it, and it will check how many times that word is tagged with the same POS tag. So if it is high, if it is a high frequency that it is tagged with a word pronoun, it will directly tag the word, the given word at any given instance as that same word pronoun. So it is a most feasible approach or a very fast approach in terms of time when it comes to POS tagging. So now we move on to another type of tagger, that is rule based taggers. So what it will do, it is a sophisticated way or a one step improvised on the lexicon based approach. So what it will try to do, it will first assign a given word with the particular tag based on the lexical method or lexicon based approach. Then what it will do, it will try to apply certain predefined rules or a predefined set of conditions in order to change the tag again. So it's a two-step process. So it will directly first apply the lexicon based approach to tag a given word with the associated POS tag, and it will try to verify the tag again and based on the certain rules which we have defined, and it will try to change the tag to be more accurate. So that's what more important over here. So there is a two-step, right? You can clearly see that. So it will try to tag it first with a lexicon approach, and it will try to correct the tag, or it will try to modify each tag based on the given set of rules. So here I have taken one example over here. So suppose if it has tagged a word already as a verb or a noun, then it will try to if it is in a second iteration, it will change the tag to verb or VBG for the words ending with the ending with the phrase or ending with the term ing, and changes the tag to verb VBG to VBD because for the words ending with the term with ed, it considers as a verb with a verb ending with the ed. So what it will try to do, suppose I have defined a rule, whenever you encounter a word or verb ending with the ing, you just shift that word or change the tag of the word from VBG to VBD. So that's what the rule says. So if the rule says in this way, it will blindly do that, even though the lexicon based approach has tagged particular tag before, it will try to change according to the given set of rules which we have defined. So that's what the rule based tagger will do. Now, last and the final type of approach, that is a probabilistic based approach. So it is more advanced and more sophisticated type of tagger, POS tagger, when compared to rule based and lexicon based approach. And probabilistic based tagger is also does also have a, high accuracy when it comes to a task of POS tagging when compared to this lexicon and rule based. So what it will do, it will not directly go with any set of rules as in the rule based, or it will not directly take the frequency and tag that word with a particular tag. So instead what it will do, it will look at the slightly longer parts of the sequence and often use the tags and words appearing before the target word to be tagged. So what it will do, say I have passed a word, say anything like driving. So if I pass the word driving to this probabilistic based tagger, it would not blindly tag that word with a verb or a continuous form of verb. So instead, it will try to look at the neighboring words as well. So what does this driving word is associated with the other word? So it will try to look into the POS tag of the neighboring words as well, and it will try to tag the particular target word. So it will try to improve the accuracy over here, right? So it has understood the POS tag of the previous and the post word. So so if it is a like a particular POS tag at the front and back of the word, and if we try to understand the context where that particular word is appearing, then it will tag the word with a perfect POS tag. So by this way, it is actually looking into the other sentences or other parts of the word sentence as well. So by this, it could be able to associate the words with the given POS tag by comparing the POS tags of the neighboring word as well. So this could be understood in detail or in a more sophisticated way when I try to take more example on this as well. And one of the most uh, like used technique that would be when we come at the task of tagging a given word with a POS.